Okay, total different scenery today. You've been down here with me before, folks. Only this time I came with my custom ugly stick. And that I was just talking to some people. Oh yeah, there's fish down here. And it's always, you should have been here the other day. Oh, I got a message from that person I was trying to get in touch with for the longest, Melissa. I'm telling you, I was blown away. I was blown away. I was so glad to see her again. That was amazing. That was absolutely amazing. Give that a little flick. That's what I gotta do. Why did I do that? I gotta rotate this. Take that out. I'll take the handle out. Watch this. This reel is really something else. Most of the components are made out of titanium. So it's a gorgeous, gorgeous reel. I got this years and years ago, and this thing has paid for itself time and time again. That. And then we'll just swap sides with this. Turn it, turn it, turn it, turn it. And now we got it. So let's see what happens. What happened to my there? Oh, of course, it landed in a pile of garbage. Of course. Yeah, jeez. It's fish in here. There's garbage in here. I know that. See, right away, look at this. Covered in slime and algae. I hate this area so much. I hate it. It's just absolutely repulsive. It's like a facsimile of what a city or a town should be like. Now this thing just plops around real nice. I don't even know if you could see that. Coming in like a wounded fish. Oh, the seagull sees it for sure. And let's see, is he going to turn around and try and eat that? Let's see if you can see that. It's that white thing coming in making the wake. I don't know if you can hear that. Something should grab that. I mean, a nice something struggling on the top of the water like that, a nice little mouthful. Jeez. And this is a spinning reel. Normally I use a conventional tackle, but I figured I hadn't had this out in a long time. Don't even know how many casts I can make. Yeah, so I ran into Melissa inside the donut shop. And she had come up on the side of me without me noticing. I'm telling you. When I saw her, and holy mackerel, I said, that's Melissa. That's Melissa. Wow. I was like in shock. It was like somebody shot me with a tranquilizer dart. I couldn't believe it. I was so glad to see her. She was probably one of the only people to want to help me. And that worked for Declaration. She was, in fact, Yesenia's boss. And Kellen was the one that made the decisions to throw everybody under the bus. If I would have had a good lawyer, I could have taken that whole company out. And Kellen was the one that made all of that possible. Because when I filed the burglary reports, they said that they talked to Kellen. So I'm sure Kellen lied or made some kind of disparaging comments about me. But the truth of the matter is, Jacinia stole that computer, period. And she used the police to accomplish that. Hell, my arms are tired already. Too many years without fishing, too many years. Too many years. That's why I'm better off fishing freshwater. I can catch big fish in freshwater. The tackle is just so much lighter. And my lower back is feeling it right this second. The tide looks like it's slowly moving out. Wow. Holy mackerel. My arms are hurting already. Plus, I still got to walk home. So I guess it's around half mile or so. I'll look it up when I get home. It's about 60-something degrees out. It's absolutely beautiful out here. I hope all of you guys are comfortable and doing well. I'm going to suggest again that you go over to that site. Here's the deal that I keep putting up in the description thing. This country's in for some terrible, terrible times. So you could get that coming through even faster if they want, something with a little more action to it. Oh boy. Oh boy. There's all the boats. I guess that's where all the poor people keep their boats. Yeah, they're... Well, the biggest one there's got to be, 45, 50 foot? Maybe a bit bigger, 60? So that's got to be the poor folks. So, again, I wanted to thank each and every one of you. Give you a little break from walking out of seeing the same darn thing time and time again. And this, the angles of everything, the way I'm carrying this stuff, casting always puts a load on your lower back. And that's my biggest problem, is my lower back. With the lighter tackle, it still hurts, but a lot less. And I was just talking to two guys behind me, and they said that they dredged this whole area. And if you look back at some of the videos, I was here while they were dredging all of that stuff out. Why they wanted to make this deeper, I don't know. I don't know what to... Here, more slime and crud and garbage. I hate this area. I really do. Look. All crud. Slime. What a bummer. What a bummer. Came out here to do something to make myself happy. I had to get out and walk. I had to. Yesterday, I went and got money orders and took care of a bunch of stuff, but I walked way too far. By the time I got home, man, I was in severe pain. So you ain't gonna see nothing jump out of here and grab this. It's been years since I've fished here for years. The original lure was called a whopper plopper. These are called choppos. Whopper plopper choppos. And supposed to look like some kind of fish or something struggling at the top of the water. And then I hear the guys talking, oh yeah, weak fish down here. And then both of them got cans of beer in their hands. Oh yeah, we catch weak fish. It's a few seconds ago. Yeah, weak fish and striped bass and marlin and, oh. Yeah, I hear you. With the beer in your hand. Catching all of that. You're crazy. They come down here to drink and that's it. And think about that. They're drinking down here. They drive down here. Then they get out and drink. And then they get back in their vehicles and drive out of here. So you tell me. I mean, what's that? Is that drunk driving or driving under the influence? I think it is. And I got my gear sitting on a little park bench over there. Holy mackerel. Man, I need back surgery bad. This rod ain't no lightweight. This is a 10-foot medium action, 6 to 20 pound test line. And I think the lures that they're suggesting that you throw with this thing, do they even have it on here? No, they don't. They don't. But I imagine it'll throw it pretty heavy. These things, these choppos are, I think they're a little over an ounce, somewhere in a 1 ounce category. So it's well within. I mean, that's what this is all about. And I can't go down that way to the ocean, to the surf. That'd be just suicide for me to be hanging out in the surf. It's cast incredibly well. This rod, man, this is the first time I used this in years. It's just been sitting and waiting. Let me see what happens. I'm going to change that handle back. To the other direction, and oh my God, what we got there? Looks like I found a pair of pliers on the way over here, so it wasn't a total loss. And the other day, yesterday, I found I think I got 60 something cents. I picked up quarters, couple quarters, a nickel or so. So we do the same thing. Unscrew this. Unscrew that. Skeletonized titanium. Let's see if you can even see it says titanium right on there. And that doesn't mean titanium-like or titanium character. All right. Did I do the right thing? Oh, boy. That's what you want to do. That's why fishing down in the surf and in the fishing in the sand really sucks. You drop anything or you're trying to make adjustments on a rod and reel, you drop it in the sand, you're done for the day unless you got a parts bath with you. Oh, at least it's safe today in New Jersey. No drones, no UFOs, no Chinese terrorist balloons. You just do that, put that in, let it get it centered. There it goes. Twist it, twist it, twist it, and snug it down. It can't fall out because as you're turning it, it's going in the direction of the thread and tightening it into the reel itself. Oh, damn dogs. Stink. And these people let them dogs loose, too. Crazy. It's absolute insanity. How uncivilized it is down here. And I'm looking, there's an app that's called Fish Brain. And you get that app, and of course it tracks you. So that if I was out on the water, it would be tracking me on the water, so that if I caught a fish, I could just hit enter, and it'll mark that spot on the GPS and ship it over to that app site. So I looked at that app and I said, well, what the heck is over here at Troutman's Creek? What's swimming around here? And they said the same thing I thought, but they threw in sunfish. That's a freshwater fish. So how the heck can an app like that, with all of that technology and their claim, I'm 71 years old. You think I don't know that sunfish come from fresh water? What is this? Crazy stuff. 18 minutes. I'm going to cut it short so that I don't bore the tears out of all you. You can see it's a gorgeous, gorgeous day out today. Maybe I'll just sit here for a couple minutes and recuperate before I trudge back home and dodge traffic. Traffic is really quiet right now. Can't believe it. What time we got? Let me see. It's that many. It's 10 to 1, Thursday the 7th. With a crazy old man. Finally got a fishing rod in his hand. Yeah, so it was real good to see Melissa. Very, very good. And she messaged me while I was on my way, just before throwing on my shoes and socks. And I heard a little chime come on my phone, and Melissa had left me a message. All the good people that work for Declarations ran out the door, believe me. And they had some amazing social workers, but the bosses, the ruling class, they were all dirtbags. And Melissa would put in, I don't know how many hours, hundreds of hours. Probably wasn't compensated for half of them. So, and when she left just before, she knew the whole situation with Jacinia robbing my house, calling the police. She knew that. And she left shortly after that. Smart move on her part, because I'm sure they would have thrown Melissa under the bus. And I ran through a whole bunch of guilt scenarios when I found out, Melissa left. And they did. When they told me, it was like, oh, yeah, now what are you going to do, wise ass? That's what that was about. It was, now what are you going to do? So I said, oh, man, Melissa quit because of me. Holy mackerel. So I ran that guilt on myself. Still run that guilt on myself. And Jacinia is still out there making believe that she's a social worker, when she's a cop-calling Karen, thug, rainbow warrior, go woke, go broke, Jacinia Rivera. Eatontown, New Jersey is where her practice is. What a piece of garbage. And listen, I liked her so much at the time. I trusted her. I thought we were getting along so well. And she jammed a knife in my back like that. My God. And she's an advocate. If you looked her up, Jessenia, Jessenia Rivera, in Eatontown, New Jersey, you'll see she's got a practice there. Look at what she lists herself as treating. Trauma victims. She creates them. She creates the damn trauma victims. Jeez. So I'm just hoping that Melissa stays in touch with me. I'm really hoping. Really. That's the other day when I turned around and she was standing there, was like, man, all the blood just rushed right to my feet. It's absolutely amazing. Still floating on that. Oh, Karen Reed case. I'm sorry I dragged you this far into this video. Karen Reed case, I kind of let off of that a little bit, just to get a little break from all of this stuff. Again, that's an interesting case. I'm glad some of you are following that. Really strange case. The wounds do not match what the authorities are saying. They don't match. That guy wasn't hit by a car. It looks like he was beaten to, you know what I mean. You can't even talk on YouTube anymore. So that's what it looks like. Because you don't get bruises like that from what? A car hitting you and knocking you backwards. She backed up. Okay, so if you're backing up, you're not nobody does 1,000,000 miles an hour in reverse. So I don't see how the heck. So Karen Reed's going, that's the second trial now. I hope, again, all I ever hope for is people get a fair trial, and that ain't happening. That ain't happening in this country anymore. The courts are broken. The police are just totally out of their minds. What's the old saying? Do psychopaths become cops, or do cops become psychopaths? Psychopaths become cops. I mean, they had all of that nastiness and hate. Those guys that beat that black guy, Terrell something, to death. They just got acquitted. And it's all on film. You see the whole thing. The whole thing on their body cams, multiple angles. And it's black cops beating a black man to death. I don't know. All I wanted to do was to get back up a little further north in New Jersey, where I was near some fresh water. Sit down. And just be around an area that I'm familiar with instead of this dump. Here you see that buoy out there. It's tilted that way. That means the water's moving that way. So it's going out. And you can't fish on... bird just dived in the water. I don't know if you've caught that. Maybe if you blow the screen up, you'll see it. Maybe the tide going out is bringing some of these bait fish with them. These forage fish. And again, you would think with the thousands, literally thousands of tons of bait, boom, they're going nuts by that bridge over there. It must be a school or something hanging in over there. No, I ain't going standing on the bridge. There's probably signs over there. There's no fishing off a bridge. And the last thing I need is some dizzy cop telling me how to fish, like they did a couple years back down at Seven Presidents Park. Oh, you gotta be having a fishing rod to be standing over there. Yeah, you're nuts. I gotta have a fishing rod to be standing over there. Yeah, I see them hitting the water. I see birds hitting the water, but it's not like I'm seeing schools of fish breaking the water either. Usually you would see the little fish jumping out of the water, because whenever they get together and they're schooling up, big predator fish see these schools and they're coming in from underneath and hitting these and driving these fish to jump out of the water. And I hate this area. I hate this area. Causing the little fish to jump out of the water to try and escape. Boy, do I hate this area. And if you listen, if you think that I'm making excuses, oh, there ain't no fish, there ain't no fish, there ain't no fish. That's just some of the stuff. That's 1/100th of what I have. I have plugs, poppers, you name it. I got it. I got metal. I got. Holy mackerel! Look at these beautiful jerk baits, bombers. I shouldn't be saying anything because bomber ain't paying me nothing. Deadly. The black one, especially at night. And chartreuse. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And you jerk these and they jerk around in the water real nice. They look like a struggling bait fish. So it's not like I can't match the hatch. And the reason you have more than one lure, what happens if you're catching fish and you break one off? What do? You pack it in? Fish are biting. You break the lure off and you go home? Wow, you carry more than one lure with you. In my case, I carried dozens with me. What the heck? Man, I don't even recognize what the heck this... Oh, it's a old AVA piece of lead with surgical tubing on the end. They think those are like spearing or sand eels. I know my way around this stuff. That's what makes it so terrible that I haven't been able to fish for years. And my health has been going down the toilet, and I got to thank you folks for that. Listen, when you people give me that thumbs up, I'm very happy. I feel good. It's medicine. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you forever. Thank yous all forever. Thank you. So the Karen Reed case, oh man, I hope she gets a fair trial. I don't think she did it. The site that I look at is I Don't Belong Here. I think that's and that's the spitting image. If you saw Melissa That's what made me stop. I'm scrolling through some stuff on YouTube, and I see that. Holy mackerel, Melissa got a YouTube page. And I'm watching. Man, that's a spitting image of Melissa. And it's of course, it's not, strangely enough, almost the same degrees as Melissa. Like top echelon psychologist, nurses, psychologist, advisor, boss. That's both of them. It's incredible. Like I said, my life is full of strange stuff, and I'm not even gonna bother going back and trying to get on Rumble. Just too many people feel the same way I do, that Rumble's pretty rough to navigate. For me it is. For me it is. For some other people that I know, it's also a little rough to navigate. So I'm not gonna, add any more frustration to my life needlessly. Oh my God. And this lure floats. Let me see. Try standing up. I found pliers. Did I tell you that? I found pliers just walking down here. I tell you, if such strange stuff happens in my life, they're rusted, and they're like brand new. So I'll polish these up, and I'll oil them up. I'll soak them in some penetrating lube, and I'll have another decent pair of pliers. Just gotta keep looking out. That's how. I got like about 10 pounds of pennies that I find as I walk. It's the only exercise I get, is picking pennies up. Now, we'll see. I switch this over. I'll make a couple casts, and then I'll let you people go. Not without thanking you. And this is the boat launch. This is when I did my little memorial tribute to Disorderly Product News. Joe was so cool. I just showed the empty bench, and everybody else was doing tributes to him, smoking and drinking and carrying on. That's all right. That's a celebration of his life. I just thought that, me being as old as I am, it would be a little more respectful for me to. That looks like a dead fish. Right there. Let me see if I could zoom in. Looks like a dead fish. Probably is. That's what's in here. Dead, rotten fish. Cast that out there. Boom. Yeah, that's a little better. A little chop on the water. A little wind action. Freshwater, lots of fish. You just don't know what's going to come up and grab something like that. Even catfish will come up and take something off of the surface. You flip the bail over, you pick the line up with your index finger, flip the bail over, hold it, and then you develop energy. Cast it, let it hit the water. That wind's taking my line way, way out. Here we go. Should have been here yesterday. Oh, man. Look at that. Look at that. Just what an old man needs. Can you see that? That's where I'm headed right this second. So I'm not going to gross you out. I'll talk to you later. Hit that thumbs up, please. Talk to you later, and thank you.